Westminster for another episode of Saving Time. This week we're going to do chicken legs, chicken leg quarters, whichever way you want to call them. Sometimes if you say chicken legs, people think you just mean drumsticks. I mean the whole thing. Okay, so the drum and the thigh still attached, quarters. We're also going to do corn on the cob. Corn on the cob in the oven. I love it this way. It turns out nice every time, and so much better than boiling it, where sometimes it's not cooked enough, sometimes too much, sometimes just kind of. So I love this method. I'm hoping you're going to as well. And then we're going to do some mashed potatoes with it. All of this came together for just under $15. Really good buys. Chicken legs are $2.29 a pound at Zehrs this week. Get in there and get them. 4 cobs of corn there on one of those little trays for $2.99. It's a great buy. 10-pound bag of potatoes, $2.99. Right? You can't go wrong. So I got the 4 legs. I think it was about $7. So there you go, right? Easy peasy. Came together for next to nothing. I love meals like that. You know I do. You know I'm all about making a nice meal for less. I went ahead, I've peeled up some potatoes and cut them up. I just did that off camera because, I mean, we all know how to peel and cut up potatoes for boiling. No tricks there. Chicken legs, I've had them sitting out for about 5 minutes just to take the real chill off of them. Bring them a little bit to room temperature, give them a rinse and pat them dry. I'm going to say it before Shannon tells me to. Preheat your oven to 425. I'm going to move this to the side so that we can start with our chicken and keep the cutting board clean. This is a really nice meal, and I mean this is a great meal for knowing and having on hand for summer when the vegetables are coming in fresh, and you can often get chicken legs really cheap. And can't say that about much anymore, but chicken legs are often still a really fair price. So these ones are pretty nice, like they're good size. All I've got here is salt, pepper, paprika, mixed around with my fingers on the plate. Just dredge your chicken in there a little bit, just to get some spices on it. And then into a parchment lined pan. As always, if you don't want to line your pan with parchment, skip it. I don't want to clean up that much, okay? So the parchment I use every time just because. So again, just coat it up. This is a super easy meal to make. I mean, getting this chicken ready, are you kidding me? Could it be any easier? You just, whatever spices you've got. If you want to use thyme or basil, a little oregano, whatever flavor you're looking for. The paprika kind of makes it feel like barbecue flavor, I think, and that's nice. Anything you've got will do. Don't torment yourself about using the exact spices. I'd probably put at least a teaspoon of each on that plate and just mix them together with my fingers to make a little puddle. Look how nice it looks. And fit them all in your pan. And then if you've got extra seasoning, just brush it around. Why not, right? We don't want to waste it. Just move it around, sprinkle it wherever you think the chicken still needs it. And that's pretty much it. Look, I'm going to go and wash my hands. I'll be right back. I'm going to get this chicken in the oven. The oven has been being stubborn again. Oh, for heaven's sakes, it has been. I don't know why. All of a sudden it's doing this again. There. Okay. Maybe I got weak. I don't know. I don't know. Why would it start again, right? Who knows? Chicken's going in. Set it to one side. Leave room. You're going to put your corn in there in a few minutes. Total time for the chicken is 40 to 45 minutes, so I set my timer for 25. I did that because the corn's going to take 20, so we'll be ready when that is. There you go. That's going. When it goes, time for the corn to go in. Potatoes, I've got them cut up here and in salted water, ready to go. I'm going to set them on and let them start simmering. Just come over here. And there we go. We'll let that go. And if I put my spoon on top, then if I'm not paying attention, right? Yeah, sure, Margo, I'm always not paying attention. Then they won't boil over, or at least they shouldn't. They'll give me a chance. For the corn, now this method of doing the corn, I love it. Okay, so you want to get a piece of foil for each cob, and I've got some green onions here. I'm going to use the green parts in the potatoes. I'm going to use some of the white in the corn. And we'll just get rid of that piece of plastic that, you know, for whatever reason is necessary to hold them together, right? I mean, come on. We're wasting our ourselves with these things. Look, there was even an elastic underneath of it. My goodness. Sorry, I'm going to try not to rant too much about that. We don't need all of them. I'm just going to take these few. And for this, I just want to use a little bit of the white. We'll get rid of the ends. But they're kind of funny. I always like the ends on them. They kind of look like little mops, right? Little doll heads or something. Kind of be a creepy doll though, wouldn't it? Do you remember those dried apple dolls? Who remembers those? They looked like old people, like they were all wrinkly. You dried the apples and then they put like dresses and stuff on them, and they were kind of creepy. Honestly, Shannon's looking at me like I'm crazy, but some of you will know what I'm talking about, and they were definitely kind of creepy. And yet people gave them to kids, and it was like, ooh, why? Don't give kids scary toys. There, get rid of that, and I'm just gonna take a few slices off the end. We don't want much, but a little bit of the onion flavor in our butter that we're gonna put on the corn. It can't hurt, it's just gonna make it nice. In the summertime when corn's fresh in Ontario or wherever you live, use whatever fresh herbs you've got. If you've got some cilantro, that makes it nice. If you've got really anything at all going on, even a little bit of mint, who knows what. But chives, any of these things would be great. Set aside some butter and have it soft so that you can work with it. I'm gonna put all that onion in there. And see, this is gonna like elevate our otherwise, you know, it's not bad corn, but it's imported, it's not fresh, it's not fantastic. It wasn't picked this week probably. It's been on a plane, no doubt. Seen more excitement than I have in a long time, no doubt, right? Flying all over it's a jet-setting corn here. And then a little bit of salt in there too. Shannon's laughing at me, but it's true. A lot of our veggies are way more exciting than we are. And just, I just did 3 pinches. I'm gonna call it half a teaspoon. So you know what? At the dinner table, people are still going to want to add more salt because we do to corn, right? We salt corn at the table. And mix it all up now. Whatever you've got, you know what? If you wanted to mince some garlic to put in your butter for the corn, again, anything goes. So just use what you've got. I knew I was wanting the greens of those onions, so why not use the whites? And here, we're gonna get a little bit messed up because we're gonna put it on the corn. They always leave just a little bit of the husk even on these trays, just to show us something. I'm not sure, like why leave that little bit? But they do. I don't think it makes it last longer or anything because the other side doesn't look any worse than the underside, so I'm not sure. There must be a reason.
It's part of the experience.
It's the experience, as Shannon said, so that we all get to be at one with our corn here. Good trick if it bugs you, if you hate the silks to be left on there at all. I'm not that concerned about it, but if you take a piece of paper towel, it helps. It'll just rub it off easily. Just in case, sometimes kids don't like that, you know, they think it's hair or whatever, and they get themselves in a state about it. So if you feel like you're gonna have somebody at your table who's nervous about the silk, just rub it off with a piece of paper towel. And anyway, that's what gets in your teeth and makes eating corn another part of the experience. That's, again, a bit of a shame. I wonder when we're finally gonna go back to using pieces of corrugated cardboard for these things. Like, it doesn't need to be plastic. It's like we all forgot life before plastic. It was on cardboard, or not at all. The corn, you know, they had paper bags beside the bins of corn and you put your corn in it. And that worked. We'll set that to the side for now. Now, my butter isn't incredibly soft. It's not bad, but just get in with your hands, okay? This is mucking about business. You've got 4 cobs, so think in terms of 4, and just rub it on. And in a way, this is so much, this is easier. You know, at the table, when the corn's hot and you're trying to butter it and all the butter's falling off and then your knife's hot, and you stick it back in the butter dish and the butter won't travel with your knife anymore. You know what I'm talking about. We've all been there. So butter your corn now, and just, it'll stick on pretty well. I always do all of them, and then if I think I've got extra in there, then I'll share it around at the end. But we're getting enough on each one. This is, if you have any of those little corn forks, you know, the ones that go in both ends of the cob to make it easier to hold, perfect. Because these ones, you don't have much of a tail left on it to hold it with. We were eating corn the other day at home, and I was remembering the movie Big and Eats those little tiny cobs, and it's hilarious. There. See, I had a fair bit of butter there, probably too much, who are we kidding? But if you have leftovers, just put it to the table in case somebody wants more. There will always be someone who wants more. What's corn without butter? And Mother's Day this weekend, holy mackerel. If you're a mom, happy Mother's Day. And otherwise, make sure you say happy Mother's Day to whoever your mom is. And maybe, you know, maybe make her dinner. You could make this for dinner on Sunday. I got most of these things at Zehrs, and I picked up sour cream for the potatoes at No Frills. It was on for $2 for one of the larger containers, so that was a good price. But if you only wanted to go to Zehrs, you could probably get your sour cream there and not spend too much more. That's going to be enough. I'm just going to use what's left in the potatoes. I have to wash my hands. My hands are all cleaned up. Now, to wrap up the corn, you want to wrap it tight or all the butter's going to leak out of your little packages here. So, I usually over one end and then fold in those ends. Give it a roll, fold in the end, and again, and then close it up. So that it's relatively tight, because otherwise all that nice butter that we've just gone to the trouble of putting on will all leak out. That would be messy. And the dreg, right now, it's ready to go. There. Now, if in the summertime, if you've got your barbecue going, you can put them on the barbecue just like this and let them go along, and they'll cook up while you cook whatever else you've got. And easy peasy. But if you've got the oven on and fresh corn, I love it this way. It comes out so nice. And it's just easier. No hot knife, no butter all over the place, no messes. Easy, done. To put them in the oven, you want to set them on a baking sheet because, again, just in case it all leaks out of there, and it just keeps it tidy and easy. So, as soon as my timer goes, we're going to stick this in the oven, and we'll come back then. I'll clean up some stuff in the meantime. Timer just went, so that means I've got 20 minutes, went 25. Chicken, can you hear it? Can you hear it on the camera? I hope you can. Corn is going in just like that. In it goes. Ooh. If at any time you think the chicken's getting too dark, just put a piece of foil loosely over the top of the pan just to make sure it doesn't get burnt. It looks okay right now. And there we go. 20 minutes on your timer, and good. Okay. When we were off camera, I was looking at the recipe that is going to be posted at the end of the video, and that I know I've shared with people, and it includes broccoli, which would be going in the oven in 5 minutes. I didn't buy the broccoli. When I was at the store, I didn't love the looks of it, and then I didn't remove it from the recipe. Sorry. It makes a beautiful plate. You know, you get the broccoli in and it makes the plate look beautiful. It adds a nice color. Any vegetable that you have will do. In another few weeks, you'd be able to add some asparagus. Again, it would look beautiful on the plate. Pick up some broccoli if you want to, and otherwise choose a different veggie, or live with corn, potatoes, and chicken. I was really doing the broccoli for color. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to forgive myself. It didn't look fantastic, so I didn't buy it. We'll come back in a few minutes. We're just going to let those potatoes finish, and we'll come back and mash them when there's about 5 minutes left on the corn. Everything will be ready at the same time. Ever you wonder what we do when we're off camera and just waiting for things to cook? Because I talked about the dried apple dolls, we made a little green onion doll with corn husk hair, right? Silky. She's got silky hair. This looks a lot like Shannon. The resemblance is uncanny, truly. I'm gonna lay her down, because she's tired. And I drained the potatoes, I'm giving them a quick mash. We've only got 3 minutes left on the timer. Mash them up. And hair jumped in my face. I don't know if you saw that or not, but it jumped. Give them a good mash, and then off camera as well. You remember we used just the whites of some of our green onions. I chopped up the greens. I've just got them mixed in with that bit of butter that was left from the corn. And all of that can just dump in our pot. And then we're going to add, I know I've got a spoon here somewhere, I do, and this fork is going to be my friend too. I don't want to waste that butter. I see the spoon. I want to keep it clean to go in the sour cream. So, sour cream, $2, that's a good buy right there, because what you don't use in this, you can use in any number of things. And I don't know, think like a quarter of a cup to start. You know what, go a third. Go a third of a cup. Start with a third of a cup, and then see where you're at. We can get rid of that. Look at our nice compost bowl. Won't be long until this is coming back as more food. Our garden at home, we've planted, not me, my husband. No, not me, I said we, and it's not true. It would be an outright lie for me to say it was me. He's planted the onions, he put in cauliflower. I'm missing something else. There's lettuce in the garden. There's a lot really already. So fabulous. We're growing food all the time. And that looks great. I'm gonna try to scrape this out because it's a shame not to get it all. We put all that nice onion in the butter. And then a little bit of salt. We've got it going on here. Our potatoes are ready and beautiful. I like these potatoes. They taste like a picnic with the sour cream and green onion in there. If you've got chives growing in your garden, use chives the same way, of course. And then just mix them up so that they're nice and smooth. Shannon, can you get a shot of these? They just to show how nice and creamy they are. And no milk, right? We just used up some sour cream there. I've tried, one time I thought, you know what, I should just use ranch dressing, because you got the green onion. It wasn't as good. It wasn't as good. Don't fall for it, okay? It feels like, oh, I could save a bunch of steps and just drop that in there. It didn't turn out as nice. I'm gonna get those things out of the oven because it's definitely ready. That, I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. We've got a gal who rents the kitchen here. I think she probably is starting to question whether or not I'm sensible. She's in and she's making cold pressed juices here in the kitchen. She rents the kitchen and sells them at the farmer's market. She's telling me about her juice, and I said, well, what do you do with the pulp? And she says, well, I just throw it out. I said, ooh, can I have it? So yeah, because I'm thinking to myself, I could do things with that pulp. I don't know what. At the very least, it's gonna go in the compost, but I'm thinking I could dry it and add it to things, right? Like a little dehydrated, think like lemon zest and stuff like that. This could turn into something wonderful. On chicken and fish, I'm all about it. You know I'm not gonna let that go to waste, right? Okay, let's get our food out of the oven. I can smell the chicken, so I'm excited about it. We'll see if I can do this with any kind of style. Oh, there. Oh, it looks nice. Looks really nice. There, that looks good. That looks good. And our corn. Okay. There, all that. Close this up and turn it off. Give me 1 minute, I'm gonna get a plate and we'll come back and plate plates. Doesn't that look nice? And you know what, we don't need the broccoli, like really, this is a nice full plate. Chicken looks beautiful. The corn, see, it's nice, it's already buttered, ready to go. And the potatoes are lovely and perfect like that. Listen, if you enjoy these recipes, please like the videos, subscribe to the Westminster Orangeville channel, hit the little bell so you know when we're back again next week. And I'll be sharing this meal forward with the family here in town. In the meantime, keep composting so you can grow beautiful gardens and make beautiful food for you and your family. Have a very happy Mother's Day at your house, celebrating the moms in your life. Take good care. I'll see you soon.